who's paying $12 for a head of lettuce? I found out about this in a recent epic gardening video. Here's the deal though. Once you find out how easy it is to grow your own lettuce, you'll refuse to buy even at regular grocery store prices.
And number 3, it's one of the easiest things to grow in the garden.
Yep, 100% agree.
You want to put it in some nice, rich, well-draining soil.
Like this?
Don't let those temps get above about 80 or so degrees Fahrenheit. It can even tolerate that for a little bit as long as you put some kind of shade over it.
Yeah, about that too. Yes, they bolt when it gets hot.
Well, it's official. This is 3 feet tall.
And the leaves taste a little bitter, but they taste just fine when you add any one of your favorite dressings, and even the fancy dressing is less than $5. I will admit, I let things grow well beyond their prime. Case in point, these okra trees right here in this January. As you saw, I let one of those loose leaf lettuces go to seed, and that was well into August at that point. With temps into the 100 teens in June and July, that lettuce was still managing to survive. As you can see, lettuce is one of those plants that seems to be able to thrive in almost every environment. It also had close to 100% germination in the garden beds, and that has held true for all the different varieties I've grown. However, considering how well it has voluntarily taken up residence throughout the yard, I'm considering not even giving it any more dedicated garden bed space. Under a tree? Check. In the middle of the yard? Check. In a crack between the driveway and the wall? Check. Look at all this exotic garden space. Rather than growing weeds, I can grow lettuce here, and that lettuce will block sunlight, keeping the rest of the weeds at bay. It's a win-win. One of the best growing heads of lettuce at the beginning of the fall was actually right here in this crack in front of this porch post. Someone ate it. It wasn't me. So what did we subtly and not so subtly learn here? First, lettuce is easy to grow. Second, it has an extremely high germination rate. You can also see how much space this loose leaf lettuce takes up in a square foot garden bed. If you buy an assorted packet for less than a head of lettuce at the grocery store, let your favorite kinds go to seed and either harvest the seed to intentionally plant later, or let it spread all around the yard with a monsoon storm and stop growing it in your garden beds. If I can grow lettuce successfully and practically without any effort, and this is just my first year as an active gardener, you can too. Here are 2 experiments I'm planning on running in the heat of the Arizona summer this year. First, can I grow in the citrus tree berms? We have a manual water catchment system that's a pretty rough process when dumping 5-gallon buckets of water. So the lettuce will have to be pretty well established in order to survive. I might have to dedicate some of our seedling trays to lettuce, which is a pretty tough sell considering how much space is at a premium inside our bay window, and lettuce is so easy to start outside. The soil is definitely not rich or well draining, but it will stay cooler. We also fertilize trees every 2 months with Kellogg's citrus tree fertilizer. So we'll see what that does to the lettuce. Second, can I grow lettuce indoors in an east-facing bay window? I don't have a grow light or anything fancy. How well will they do there? Now, I know I said free lettuce. Is that possible? And you have to think in terms of, I already have seed trays, I already have some of that sterile dirt if I want to start indoors, or just directly planting outside. Is it possible? Yes, it very much is, to just keep the next generations of lettuce going. But I don't want to discount the fact that sometimes there is a startup cost on top of that packet of seeds. But it doesn't have to be a super high investment to get down well below that $12 a head of lettuce. That's crazy. There are lots of different experiments that can be run. I hope that this inspires you to try growing lettuce on your own and that you have an endless supply of lettuce.